Hi everybody, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kriti and I'm back with another interview with a student studying here in Denmark. Today I have Shreesha with me who is doing masters in pharmaceutical sciences from Copenhagen University. I'm very excited to talk to Shreesha and we are going to cover few topics but the main focus would be how to find accommodation once you get the admission here in Denmark. So, Shreesha, welcome to my channel. Tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you move to Denmark and how is the university life going on?
First of all, thank you, Kriti, for providing me the opportunity to speak in your channel. For everyone else, I'm Shreesha Hegde, and I'm studying pharmaceutical science at Copenhagen University. I came to Denmark during August 2020, and it's been 1.5 years since I've been in Denmark, and it's going pretty good. Of course, with COVID, the experience was a bit different, but I think it's good. I'm enjoying my life, and my university life is also going great.
Shreesha, so you moved during the COVID time. How was it like for you?
Like when I came to Denmark, there were not a lot of people in the streets, and it was very silent and completely different from what I had faced in
Yeah.
India. So I was pretty scared, and I was also alone. So I was pretty scared, and it took me a while to get adjusted. But after I got adjusted, it was pretty good. There
Yeah.
are lots of events you can go. I mean, it's pretty social, and it's a nice city, I could say.
And you are doing pharmaceutical sciences. And with my experience, what I know that there are a lot of jobs in this field here in Denmark. So could you
Yes.
tell us what are the scope if you do pharmaceutical sciences here in Denmark?
Well, certainly, like the biggest hub of pharmaceutical science, the Novo Nordisk is like the
Yeah.
main head office is in Denmark. So there are lots of opportunities. But if you are applying for like Novo Nordisk, it can be pretty competitive. But other than that, there are like many startups in pharmaceutical science, and there are often job opportunities which are always open, and they are always looking for talented international students who can bring something to the company. So I would certainly say that the job market is very wide and open.
Srisha, could you tell us, like, one of the question that I had on YouTube that I got on YouTube is like, can I apply with my bachelor's with 48.9% for Denmark for masters? So could you help us understand what are the criteria when you're applying for masters here in Denmark?
As per my experience, if you're applying to Copenhagen University, it can be pretty difficult because it's usually around 10 to 13 seats only for international students. And so you will compete with students from China, US, everywhere for that 13 seats. So if you're a fresher, like if you're soon to be graduate, then your GPA matters a lot because you don't have a lot to convince them that you're academically strong. So it's your GPA that only matters. But if you have a work experience, and if you can convince the board that even though I have low grades, I can equally show enthusiasm and get higher grades. If you can convince them, then you have a possibility. If you also, like, certain times during your bachelor's, like certain students will have low marks initially and later they will have high marks. And I think for Denmark that is a very important point because they like to see improvement. And if you can also show that you have improved over the years, then that is also a good chance that you could be selected.
Yeah, either you have a good mark or you have some work experience and then you're applying for masters.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And all these informations are also like somewhere available on internet as well.
Yeah,
Like you
like
can,
usually, like in the Copenhagen University website under the courses, they mention usually for some courses that they need a grade of 7, 7, which means it is Danish level 7, which
Okay.
means it can be like 8 GPA or above 8.5 GPA. For some courses, they need GPAs, very specific GPA, but for some courses, they don't. So it depends on course. So I would certainly recommend all students to check the university website and go under the specific course and look for the requirements.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So whichever university you are wanting to apply, go to the university website and read
yeah,
all
yeah,
information about that. Yeah.
yeah,
So Shreesha, now like you have got the admission
yeah,
in Denmark, could you help us understand what are the next step? Especially, I think accommodation plays a very important role here. Whether you move as a
yeah,
student or you
yeah,
move as a with family,
yeah,
accommodation gets too difficult. So how
yeah.
do you find accommodation as a student here in Denmark?
Yeah, I always say whoever asks me that one of the most difficult part of Denmark is finding accommodation. It's very expensive and it can be quite challenging. As soon as you get admission, I would like if you get your admission in Copenhagen University, then I would certainly recommend you to apply for housing via Housing Foundation. The university itself will contact you via mail, and they will tell you that what is the process for booking the housing foundation through the housing foundation, because sometimes you will feel that I can also search via Facebook groups for much cheaper place, but I think it's a huge risk you're taking, because if when you come to Denmark, if you don't have place, you will panic a lot, and because you're alone and you don't have much experience traveling alone. So and it's not easy to find accommodation. Sometimes it takes months to find a proper place. So I would certainly say apply through Housing Foundation. It can be a little expensive,
Mhm.
but I think that's the safest and the best way. And if you are applying through Housing Foundation, apply it very early. Like as soon as you get the link, you immediately click the link and book, because it gets very easily. Like the booking goes very fast. Like if you get the link now, within 30 minutes, the booking will be complete. Like it's very quick and very competitive. So if you're looking for cheaper places, you need to book immediately.
So your university provide a link which is
Yes,
like
the
Housing
university,
Foundation.
yes, the university will say you that the housing, this is the housing foundation, and they will help you with the housing. And if you want to book your room through Housing Foundation, then you have to subscribe or something like that. So once you do that, the Housing Foundation will contact you, and they will say you that like this is the date when we will send the link at this time.
Mhm.
So be ready. So they will send
Okay.
a link, they'll send a reminder a few days before. So that day and that time, you have to just wait for the link through your email. And as soon as you get, you immediately click the link and enter your email ID and password, and immediately enter all the details and just book it. And
Okay.
also, I forgot to tell one more thing. Before you book, the Housing Foundation will send you a like a booklet, like how the booking system is supposed to work, and there's a proper guidelines. And yeah, I recommend everyone to read that and apply through that. And yeah, it's very, very important to book immediately. Otherwise, everything will get booked very, very fast.
So this housing accommodation is only for students?
Yes, it's only for
Okay.
students and only for international students. So it's a good way, I feel, to book. It's safe and you meet a lot of students, international students. But if you're at DTU, then there is housing, like the university will provide you the housing. I don't exactly know the process for that, but yeah, DTU has the, like, what do you call hostel in India?
Yeah.
DTU has that, but
Campus houses.
yeah, campus houses. The Copenhagen University doesn't have that.
Okay.
So it's through the Housing Foundation you have to book.
Yeah, because you cannot come here and don't have anything because when
Yeah.
you're moving from
Yes.
office, the office provides the accommodation. But
Yes.
with
Yes.
student, you don't have any other
Yes.
option.
You have one option. If you know someone else, you can stay in his or her place until you find the accommodation. That is also an option.
Yeah.
You can also do that.
But again, as you said, if you have not found anything, then you will be in, like, in panic mode, and you
Yeah,
will,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
think it's very important because you'll start getting panicking because you're alone after all, and it's very scary because it's not easy and everything is new. So
yeah,
if you at least have a house to go to by the end of the day, it's much better, I feel. So you should always have, and of course you can also search for houses via Facebook groups,
mhm,
but just beware of the scammers because there are a lot of scammers in Facebook groups. Otherwise, there is a website called Bolik Portal.
yeah,
Uh, I think that's the safest way how you can book if you want apartments.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this housing foundation is quite good option for students.
Yes, that's I think the safest and easiest option.
Did you stay there, like when you moved
Yes,
here?
I like when I first came here, I stayed there for 1 year
Mhm.
until I finished my first year. They gave me an option to extend, but I managed to get a dorm in another collegium, which is a Danish dorm right now. I'm staying
Mhm.
in a Danish dorm, and the price was cheap and the location was good. So I decided to shift to this place.
Okay, and how is the experience like? So you stayed first with international students, and
Yeah.
now you are in a, like, a Danish dorm. So how is the experience, if you want to share?
It's amazing, and first of all, I would like to say I'm so lucky to get this dorm. I mean, it's not easy to get a place in Danish dorm because the waiting lists are quite long. So as soon as I got, I was first of all happy. I was also a bit scared because like I think I am the only one or two international student in this dorm, and almost everyone are Danish. So I was pretty scared first, but my experience is really good because last year I didn't know a lot of Danish people. So I always used to think they are a bit reserved and they wouldn't talk a lot. But I have a complete different perspective now, and I'm enjoying my life so much. And it's really, really nice. And it's also a nice way to learn some Danish.
Yeah,
You can talk to them, and I think it's really nice. You can also, like, recently I celebrated Christmas with my friends and New Year. So it's like I didn't know how the Danish Christmas used to be. So it's a nice way to get to know different cultures and get to know Danish people.
yeah. So, like, few of the struggles that international face are not knowing Danish, not having Danish friend, not attending Danish Christmas, and you have done everything, Shreesha,
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. I feel so lucky. Sometimes when I tell my friends, they are like, "How did you manage to make so many Danish friends?" I mean, it's pretty difficult. It's not that easy. So one thing which often people tell to me is that because they already have, when people are growing
Yeah,
up, they already have a lot of friends, and they feel that maybe they don't need sufficient friends. But I think it's up to you. You have to make an effort and introduce yourself. And of course, if you're nice with them, they will be nice with you.
yeah. They say, like, once you are friends with them, it's for lifetime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really true.
The housing foundation, they have houses everywhere in Denmark, or like, is it scattered all across, or it's just one place and you have a building and then there are
They
rooms?
have, like, I don't know about Denmark, but everywhere around Copenhagen they have.
Okay,
They have near the central as well. They have near Amager. Near there also they have places. They have near Valby. They have lots of locations. And you can also look at in the website. If you see the Housing Foundation, there are lots of. They have a complete details of where are the places they have.
okay. And the
Um,
same is with Danish Dorm also. They also have quite a
yes,
few
yes,
places.
yes, yes.
But here, as you said, the wait is longer
Yes,
to
yes.
get.
So I think the suggestion I could give the students is that you can book uh, through Housing Foundation, but as soon as you come to Denmark and get your CPR, you immediately apply to the Danish dorms.
Okay,
Yeah. even though you have uh, even though you have accommodation like for now, you immediately apply and say that from which period you want to go, so that as soon as you book, it will like as soon as that time comes, you will get the notification.
Okay. So you're suggesting that because, as you mentioned, international dorm is quite expensive compared to the Danish dorm.
Yes, yes, it's really expensive compared to the Danish terms. And like, I don't think a lot of international students know that these Danish dorms are an option. And that's why the international students just book it, because that's how they know. Because they don't know, they just know about this because the university tells them that you can book through this, and they will
Mm.
immediately book. But once you book, once you come to Denmark, I think you can certainly book through the Danish terms, and there are two websites which are pretty helpful. One is s.dk, and the other is KKIK. So
Oh yeah.
through these two you can apply, but you should remember that once you put your room in a waiting list, and if you get an offer, you should not reject it more than 2 times.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise your account will be permanently deleted and you'll be removed from the waiting list.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
for maybe like people might in the beginning like would they want to go to Danish dorm, but with your experience, I would definitely suggest that go
yeah,
for it,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like some people just like they'll put in the waiting list and they'll keep rejecting, and others will not get. So that's why you can reject up to 2 times, and if you reject more than 2 times, you will be removed from the waiting list. But if you get like an option anywhere, I think in a Danish dormitory, I think I would certainly recommend you to go, because it's nice way of getting to know Danish people, especially if you're planning to stay for a long term.
Yeah.
Then this is certainly a very good option, and it will also help a lot when you apply for jobs, because uh, when you're speaking to the interviewer also, he will feel that you already know Danish people and you already know their culture.
Yeah.
And so that is a kind of uh, saying them that I'm staying in this country and I'm showing commitment. So I think that is really important.
Yeah. I think that's one of the very good point that you mentioned, because
Yeah.
for the interview they would like to know what else you
Yes,
know
yes,
about
yes,
Denmark. Yeah.
yes. Like they are very fluent in English, of course, but if you at least convince that at least you can speak a little Danish, or you're at least trying, then that is a way to convince them that you're planning to stay for long term. And Danish people like that. They want that from you, that you just don't want to join a company and immediately go somewhere else. They don't want
Yeah.
that.
Give us an idea about the rent for both international and the Danish dorm.
If you're looking for international dorms, then the rent can be between 4,500 to 7,000 DKK.
Okay.
And you have to also, like I'll always say, to search a lot, like research a lot about your room and which place you're staying, because when I booked my room, I thought my room was single room plus attached bathroom. But then after coming to Denmark, I got to know that it was a sharing room. Like I was sharing with 5 other people, and the bathroom was also sharing.
Hmm.
So I think for the rent I was paying, it was a bit expensive, but it was fine. I could manage for a year. So yeah, I would certainly say before booking, research a lot about the dorm and have options that which dorm is better, and like calculate distance from your university. That is also a very important point.
Yeah, because you're not living in the university, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
because then the
Uh,
travel expense comes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because when we booked, like I did a few research, and my dorm was like just 3 kilometers from the university, so I could bike easily.
Yeah.
But one of my friends stayed at a dorm which was like 13 kilometers from the university, and that's
Hmm.
very difficult. And at that time, you have to book like come via train.
Yeah. And how expensive is the Danish dorm?
The Danish dorm are pretty flexible. It starts with 2,200 or 300 DKK. It starts with that, and I think usually it's up to 4,500, but I think there are also some dorms if you're paying more, like which has a bigger space,
Yeah.
like 5,000. But usually it's 2,200 to 4,500.
Okay.
It's pretty cheap.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you for mentioning everything about the accommodation. Like from India,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can choose the housing foundation,
yeah,
which the university will help you if it's
yeah, yeah,
the Copenhagen University.
yeah.
And then once you are here, you can also look for Danish Dorm. Give us some suggestions for students who are planning to come to Denmark for masters.
I think the suggestion I could give is, yeah, like do as much research as you can for your housing, and buy your winter clothes from India itself.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
moving to Denmark during
yeah,
winter time, yeah,
yeah,
you need
yeah,
to get it. Yeah.
yeah. And once you're in Denmark, then if you want furniture or something, don't buy it because you can get a lot of things free in the Facebook groups because people here believe in reusing the items, and that's really nice. You
Hmm.
don't have to buy a lot of stuff. Then I think, yeah, even if you are staying in like a dorm, then I would certainly suggest you to bring the utensils from India itself, like cooker or
Yeah.
pans. Then you can bring all that from India. I think that is certainly helpful. Other than that, it will also be like just, yeah, I think one more suggestion I can give is if you're very lonely or if you come and if you don't know a lot of people, then there are a lot of platforms where you can find different people and get to know about them. And I would certainly suggest you that one of the platform is called Meetup.
Yeah.
And if you just go in there, you can see there are daily activities going on, like few people who just catch up for drinks, random people. So that is also a nice way to get to know few friends. Then also volunteer few places
Yeah.
like student USET or food sharing. You can also get free food, as well as you can get to know people and make some friends. I think, yeah, these are all small small things which will certainly help.
I think in Denmark, I feel like they take good care of students.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you
Uh,
have discounts also quite a lot in places like if you're a
yeah, yeah,
student, you
yeah,
get discount.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Even that is true. And also you can, constantly, like, even if you like, if you're really can't afford anything, then you can just write in Facebook group, and people are really helpful. And
Yeah.
also another important point a lot of people like doesn't know is the Danish government scholarship.
Oh
uh
yeah.
yeah, if I have told you before, it's the, like, I'm doing my master's in the field of health and medical sciences. So there are a lot of masters which comes under health and medical sciences, like pharmaceutical science, human biology, etc. And every international, like every course will have one or two students who will be sponsored by the Danish government, and basically their second year education will be free. But that depends on how much marks you score in the first year. So once you're admitted in the, you don't have to apply for that. All the students will be automatically considered. All the international
Okay.
students will be automatically considered. And based on the marks, they will select one student per course, and they will provide you with the scholarship.
Oh wow. So that's
Yeah.
good. Like you don't have to do anything from your side, but in the medical field, all the students in the first year will be considered for this
Yes, yes. You
scholarship.
just, yeah, you just have to get like good marks, good scores. So any applicant who has the highest score will get the scholarship.
Okay. But
Yeah.
it's just one or two students,
Yes,
not
it's,
more.
I think it's two students, not more than that.
Hmm.
But that's also plenty. I think if you, because you can save a lot if you really study hard.
Yeah.
And the Danish education system is very difficult. So if you prepare from the very first, I think it will help you.
Yeah. And you mentioned like Danish education is little difficult. How
Yeah, yeah.
has your experience with it, like studying masters here?
It's very different. Like in India, like in my field, if you ask, in India, we had to remember all the drugs name, the structure, and all those things are very important. But in Denmark, it was not important. We were told in class by the professors that it's fine if you don't remember the drugs name. It's fine if you don't know the structures name. But what's important is how you are going to apply it once you graduate, all those skills. So they'll randomly pop out a question that this is a startup who is working in this field, who is working with this direction. Why do you think they would be interested in that direction? So it's all application level questions. So the questions are very tricky. And in India, like I was at least used to very theoretical kind of
Yeah.
system where we had to kind of by heart all the mechanisms and stuff. And here it doesn't really matter. Like you don't have to study everything, but it's very important how you're going to apply it once you graduate. The education system is very, very, very different. And I would certainly recommend you to contact your seniors and get a hold of few question papers from the previous years. If
Yeah.
you look at the questions, you'll get an idea. Of course, the questions will not be repeated, but you can get an idea of what kind of questions they will ask.
Yeah, and you like for Indian students, there is also a Facebook group, so you can also connect
Yes,
with seniors
yes.
there.
And if you are studying pharmaceutical science, we also have a pharmaceutical science group where we, the students who graduate likes to give out their textbooks, their notes
Yeah.
for circulation. So even that might help.
Okay. And Shrisha, so now you are in the second year. So tell us a little bit about like what happens in the second year where you are right now, and what's your future plan in Denmark?
I'm doing my master's in pharmaceutical science, but I'm working, like I'm in my second year and my whole year is my thesis period. So I'm working my thesis at the Department of Neuroscience, which is at Penham University. So this is an important point I would like to say, that if you're while you're studying, like doesn't have to be that you have to do your thesis in your department itself. It's very flexible and you can apply anywhere. And I wanted to do neuroscience and I thought of doing it. So I applied there and I got it. So I'm doing my thesis there. And as soon as I finish, I'm planning to do a PhD. And I intend to stay in Denmark, of course. It's a beautiful country and people are welcoming. So I want to stay here, of course. So I'm planning to do a PhD.
Okay, so I would love to have you again on my channel and talk about,
Yeah,
how you go from masters
yeah,
to
yeah,
doing a PhD in Denmark.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So did
I
you like
think
already start with the search about a PhD, how to get into it?
yes, I'm starting to search. I'm also I haven't asked my supervisor yet, but
Yeah.
I have to ask him, and I have to also search. Yeah, once, but I think the supervisors, if they feel you're a potential candidate, then they'll certainly help you in the process.
Okay. So thank you so much, Shreesha. I
Yeah,
really wish you all the best with your
thank you so much.
PhD,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
you've been like you shared so many good advices and what we can do once you are here as a student in
Yeah,
Denmark. I would love to have you again on my channel to talk
yeah,
about like the PhD process. So hope to have you again on my channel.
yeah. I would certainly contact you if I find a PhD.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, and
yeah,
all the best. See you
yeah.
soon.
See you. Thank you. Bye.